What happened to Qui-Gon Jinn's green lightsaber following the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace? So we know at the end of The Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon Jinn was mortally wounded by Darth Maul during the lightsaber duel, and Obi-Wan Kenobi's kind of in trouble. He loses his lightsaber down the generator shaft, and then he's just barely hanging on. And then at the very last second, he's able to kind of force jump out of that hole and use the Force to draw his master's lightsaber to him, and then he slices Darth Maul in half. But that's the last time we really see the saber in the movies. So what happens to the lightsaber? Well, there are three answers to that, really. There's the canon answer, so the official Star Wars kind of answer. There's the Legends answer, so the answer that used to be true until Disney bought the Star Wars franchise. And finally, there's the real life answer, so what happened to the lightsaber prop itself. And I'm going to talk about all three of those things. So let's start out with Legends. Legends used to have kind of a lot of detail of what happened to the lightsaber. So following the events of Episode 1, Obi-Wan Kenobi was in possession of Qui-Gon's lightsaber, and he used it for several years following the duel on Naboo until he finally made his own lightsaber himself. So that's what happened originally, but then Disney bought Star Wars and all that's out the window. So currently the canon answer is, well, there's not really an answer. So we can basically just speculate. It seems that Obi-Wan Kenobi would be in possession of it following Episode 1, but we're just really guessing at it. I know some people have been recently speculating that the lightsaber stays with Obi-Wan basically for the rest of Obi-Wan's life, and it makes its way to Tatooine even, and when Luke ends up coming back to Tatooine to build his lightsaber before Return of the Jedi, some people think maybe he used components from Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber, or at least the Kyber crystal, but that's all just, people kind of guessing. It's really hard to say. It does seem pretty likely that Obi-Wan would have ended up with the saber, though, since he did use that at the very end of the film. Now going to the real life answer. So a little backstory on the prop. I'm going to read a quote from this book, Star Wars, The Making of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And this is from page 102, and it talks about how Liam Neeson, the actor for Qui-Gon Jinn, ended up with the lightsaber, or how he actually chose it. So this is a quote from the book, Liam Neeson talking about it. He said, "Before we started shooting, George showed up with a huge gilded box. In it were lightsabers, and he asked me to pick one. I chose one, and he said, 'That's yours now.' It was quite a moment, and I did get to keep it. It was mounted for me at the end of the film. I was thrilled." So that's way back around the time of the filming. Liam Neeson says, hey, I'm in possession of the lightsaber prop. And additionally, I found this other video where he was doing an interview in 2014 where he does still have the prop, or he said so in this interview. I'll link to that below. So, yep, that's the real life answer, is that Liam Neeson himself did end up with the prop lightsaber. So that's pretty cool. That's kind of a nice perk of being an actor in that Star Wars film, I guess. But yeah, that's what happened to the lightsaber. Short answer is we still don't really know within the Star Wars films or within the Star Wars galaxy. There's not kind of a lot of unanswered questions. And it does make you wonder, are they going to bring it back in this trilogy? Because they could utilize it in some way. Even if they used it in a small way, I think fans would go kind of crazy for that. So it'd be a neat little moment. I don't think they'd make anything, big out of it, but a lot of people would appreciate that. What do you guys think? If they brought back the Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber somehow, even in a small way, in this new Star Wars trilogy, do you think that's a good idea? Do you think that's not a good idea? Or also, what do you guys think happened to the lightsaber? Do you buy into that speculation that Luke maybe used parts of the lightsaber to create his Return of the Jedi lightsaber? let me know what you guys think in the comment section.